from the internet, it's the BTB Internet Talk Show. Special guests, Pandemonium, Dean Martin. If you've got the internet, you get a talk show. Here's your host, Mr. BTB himself, Scott Curtis.
About that production value, folks. I'm investing in the show. Now, was that better than this?
It's a talk show on the internet, a talk show from behind the bits. We'll talk and laugh and have a good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We hope you have...
Yeah, it is. I don't need to hear the rest. I'm going to erase that one. So welcome to the Behind the Bits. No, it's the BTB Internet Talk Show. I got to get that right. I use an acronym. BTB Internet Talk Show. This has been a lot of fun, and I've got a special guest today. I've got Michael Palascak with me today. Look at that. Hi, Michael. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I don't know if you know this, but you've been on The Tonight Show, Conan, Colbert, and all the other talk shows. You were a top 5 finalist in Last Comic Standing, and you've got a new album called The Internet, in which the T-Mobile joke is hilarious, and a dry bar special called 1984. I don't know if you know any of this stuff.
I mean, I have heard rumors, so
yeah,
it's true.
But also, you've got something pretty cool, and the reason why I contacted you is because you've got this new YouTube thing going on called The Bright Side.
Yes, I take things that people normally would find annoying or bad, and I point out the positives to them.
Yeah, and you're really good at it. You know what? I actually checked it out, and I'm going to bring it up on the screen here and do a quick one for you before we bring the other guests out.
The Bright Side. The ending of Inception, the movie. It's on Netflix. Spoiler, this whole thing is a spoiler. The movie is about dreams, and Leonardo DiCaprio, all he's trying to do is get back to his kids. He goes to the house, and there are his kids, and then he spins this little top. If it falls over, it's reality. That's how reality is. You know, there's gravity and stuff. Like, if he's dreaming, it just keeps going and going. Last shot is on the top, and it's like, we don't know whether it's reality. Oh, no, we don't know. Some movies are feel good. Some movies are think good, think well. They make you think. Christopher Nolan says he doesn't talk about the endings of his movies. So let's interpret. Isn't about whether it's real. Your experience, I don't know. Is it real? Is it not? It's real to him. Then what is real? Maybe that's what it's about. I would get very frustrated because I felt so sad that he might not be really seeing his kids. Now as a parent, kind of see both. Like, if he is dreaming, he can use the sleep. The bright side.
So I got to say, Michael, I felt like you were a pretty good get for the show. And then I watched that, and I think that maybe you need help. No, that's some great stuff. I've watched all of them, and I really like that. I know that there's not a whole lot we can do right now, and the pandemic's getting to us, and I'm glad you're doing some creativity there. So kudos.
Thank you. Yeah, if people want to watch them, they're online, and they've been fun to do. And you're right, like there's not really clubs open right now everywhere, so you just got to do stuff where you can.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the rest of our guests on, Michael. So this next guest, he started the magnificent improv group GoProv. He is a champion for arts and equality, and he makes me think I can perform stand-up comedy. It is Steve Freeto. Hey, Steve.
Hi, Scott. Hi, Michael.
Hi, Steve.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So this next guest is another friend of mine. He's the host of Coffee with Dean on WTCA Radio, AM and FM, and he's gone beyond the first round in some comedy contests. It's Dean Jernigan.
How you guys doing? Hey, thanks for having me.
So our last guest is a very young comic with a bright future. He went to college. He's got a podcast, and he uses an assumed name. I want to call him the very youngest person on here, and also somebody who reminds me a little bit of Michael Palascak. It is Michael Banks, but we're going to call him Cameron tonight.
Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, I think we reached our Catholic Michael limit, so I'm going by Cameron this time.
So let's go around and learn a little bit about you guys for the people who don't know. Michael, first of all, tell me about your comedy career, where you're at and where you think you might go if we ever open the world back up.
Yeah, so I started out kind of new. I started out in Chicago. That's where I started doing stand-up. I grew up in Indiana, but I started in Chicago. And then I moved out to LA after that. And if it ever opens up again, I'll be back at wherever they'll have me. So it's pretty vague, but that's kind of how it is.
Great. And you went to Wabash High School, and it's kind of scary because my family on my dad's side is like all from Wabash, so there may be some relation there. So if you go to any of the cemeteries in Wabash, the Foxes and Curtises, that's all us. So that's
crazy. I went to high school with Gina Curtis. I don't know.
Okay, I'm sure it's a relation. Yeah. My dad would know because he does all the genealogy stuff, but anybody that I haven't met myself, I don't really worry about. So, Hey, Steve, what's going on with you, buddy?
I'm back home after a trip to the most liberal city in Ohio, Yellow Springs, Ohio. I took the trek over there for the Dave Chappelle summer camp. Just blew my mind how we could have comedy outdoors and with all of these superstars. So I'm still on that, living that dream from yesterday. So that's where I'm at now.
That's fantastic.
It was so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah.
Well, great. To see like more than 10 people in a space was amazing. And also a little scary, but they took care of us.
Excellent. So Cameron Michael Banks, what's up, bud?
Nothing much. Just happy to be here. I've been watching your show for a while, and I can't believe I'm on it. Wow.
You've arrived, baby.
This is it. I made it.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Oh, my podcast. The Mike Banks Show. Actually, the reason I started it is because of two people in this show right now. After I did Dean's radio show, I had such a blast doing that I wanted to start something up. And then your podcast motivated me to start it. So I just kind of sit with other people and talk for about 2 hours. Put it on the internet forever.
I don't know if Michael remembers, but he was a guest on my podcast. And the funny thing is I had you, and then I had Ian Bagg right after you, and you were both finalists in the same Last Comic Standing. And it just worked out that way. It wasn't like I was going down the list of everybody that was on that season. It just worked out.
Yeah.
Great. Dean, what's on your mind, buddy? Oh, wait.
Hey, man, I'm just glad.
Tell me all about yourself. I'm skipping ahead. I've been drinking.
Oh, I'm Dean. I do comedy. I've been enjoying the radio program, and we just started the podcast, Light Me at 5. We've not started airing them out yet, but it'll be a couple weeks. Now, I was talking to Scott a couple weeks ago about when he was starting up this show, and I said, he said, I'm absolutely convinced this is going to work because I have the ingredients for success. And I said, Scott, what's your ingredients? He says, well, first you got to find a star who's successful. And he's got Mike on here. So Mike, it's nice to meet you. He says, then you got to bring on the beautiful guy to make everybody look better. And then Steve pops in here. Steve, it's nice to see you again. And he says, you got to have the young talent on there, the baby face. And he brings on Cameron here. And then he says, you got to have the boob. You got to have somebody that's the opposite reflection of all three. An utter failure, a broken old man who's not accomplished anything. He says, you got to have a Shrek, if you will.
Yeah.
And here I am. He was drinking that night, too. I think he forgot he told me that formula.
Yeah. Most nights I am. So that's just the way it goes. Yeah. I actually, when I knew I was going to get Michael on here, usually what I do is I take volunteers for this show. but this was carefully curated. And the reason why, okay, Steve was on a previous show, and he proved to be much quicker on his feet and much funnier than me. So he gets on there. You host a radio show, and you're great at it. You're great at interviews, and you're great at thinking on your feet. So you're in. And, you know, Cameron Michael Banks is kind of like a Make-A-Wish kid. So I wanted him to somebody. He's not dying, but he's got really bad eczema, and so he wanted to meet Michael Palascak. So that's how it all turned out. So you guys are the A team.
You're such a giver, Scott. Such a giver.
Yeah, appreciate it. It's good to hear that toe fungus cleared up.
So one of my favorite parts of this show is really it's a time where I can bring back somebody from history that was part of the Rat Pack, one of the best singers in the world, and just a great actor. If you've ever watched Matt Helm, it's one of the best movies ever. And that, of course, is Dean Martin. So if you've been watching the show, you know that Dean actually not Dean Jernigan, but Dean Martin. In the press, they said he died in 1995, but he was actually cryogenically frozen, and they fixed him and brought him back. And I'm just going to bring him out, and we're going to do Dean Martin dinner party. Give me a minute. Wasn't the isn't the new intro song great?
What else do you store back there?
I liked both versions.
I want to hear a remix of them both.
He needs a more efficient storage system. There we go.
He's about to pull out some crackers from behind there that he smushed.
For what I paid for the new one, the old one's got to go. So that's just no more me.
No more me.
Where'd Scott go?
When love hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Hey, everybody, I'm Dean Martin, and I'm having a dinner party. And this particular dinner party seems to be a real sausage fest. What's going on? Where's the ladies? The ladies used to come to the dinner parties. Now it's all a bunch of guys. And you guys won't talk to each other. What's going on? I don't understand. Am I going to have to bring up some icebreakers? I think I am. I'm Dean Martin, and I'm going to do some icebreakers. Hey.
Dean Martin announces everything he's about to do.
Remember, I'm the main
side effect.
I'm Dean Martin. Hey, Michael Palascak. If you had to move into a fictional TV series and live there for the rest of your life, what TV series would you want to live in? I'm Dean Martin.
If I had to live in a fictional, probably The Simpsons.
Oh,
Wow.
That's just seems like a fun place. It's been
so
around.
I've been on ice for a few years. Tell me what The Simpsons is.
Oh, okay. Well, they're all on Disney Plus if you want to watch them. I can give you my login. It's about a family in Springfield. Homer is the main character, and he's really stupid and drinks a lot, and he has
Not
two
Dean
kids.
Martin levels.
Yeah, or 3 kids, and it's just a town.
Oh, fantastic! Well, I'd like to check that out someday.
Yeah.
I'm Dean Martin. Hey, Dean Jernigan, it's me, Dean Martin. How you doing?
Dean Jernigan here. Dean Jernigan.
You know, it's funny. I'm quite a bit older than you, and we look about the same age.
You look like an older Harrison Ford.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever.
You related to the criticism at Wabash?
Hey, I'm getting out of character. Hey, it's Dean Martin. Hey, Dean Jernigan, What TV series would you live in if you had to live inside a TV series?
Oh, easy. Foreman's Basement, the '70s show.
Oh yeah, lots of
Yeah, he
good
had the same.
there.
Yeah, he had the same board games I had. He had the same couch. Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to remember that the weed back then wasn't like the weed now.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
There was only
But,
two varieties, mostly seeds and mostly stems. I'm Dean Martin.
Yeah, they called it Shake.
Yeah. Thank you for playing into one of my bits. I appreciate
That's
that.
kind of a Simpsons reference.
Hey, Cameron Michael Banks, whatever your name is. I'm Dean Martin, by the way. Do you even know who Dean Martin is?
Yes, I love his movies.
Excellent. Thank you. I love my movies too, except for those ones with that bastard Jerry Lewis. So, what fictional TV series do you think you should live in if you had to live in one?
Well, Dean beat me to it, but I would do that '70s show, except instead of living in Foreman's basement, I would live in Mila Kunis's bedroom. That's
That's because she's pretty, right?
yeah, you could say that. That's my backup Make-A-Wish wish.
All right. I hope Scott didn't offend you with that Make-A-Wish thing. He came up with that before the show.
Yeah, he didn't run that by me in my introduction before the show, but that's all right.
He didn't at all.
Scott's been drinking. So let's go on to the next icebreaker question. Oh, I like this one. Hey, Dean Jernigan. It's me, Dean Martin.
Dean Martin, Dean Jernigan here.
Hey, what was your first car, buddy?
My first car was a 1986 Ford Bronco, and if it drove for more than a day without breaking down, then I'll kiss your ass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need that or anything, but I appreciate
You're
the
Dean
offer.
Martin for crying out loud.
It had that beautiful red interior. Everything was the exact same shade of red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a Bronco too. It was one of the little ones.
Did you ever do like a slow chase with the cops in that Bronco?
I would have loved to, but after coasting to a stop 5 miles down the road, they would have got me. It would have been a very short movie.
Great. Hey, Michael Palascak, it's me, Dean Martin, and I'm having a dinner party. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Great. So, what was the first car you had when you were tooling around the what is it? The home of electricity, Wabash, Indiana.
The first ever electrically lighted city. Yeah.
Yeah.
I drove a gray 1988 station wagon. It was my parents' car that they let me drive.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And so you've got the Dry Bar Special 1984. Is that the year you were born?
No, I just have a joke about the book 1984.
Okay.
On the special.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So you've got a son. How old is he now?
He is he's like 1.5.
Oh, excellent. My grandson is 2.
Oh wow, maybe we'll go to school together.
Yeah, maybe they can hang.
You have a grandson that's 2 and you're cryogenically frozen?
Scott has a grandson that's 2.
He's been drinking.
Died in a plane crash. Sorry about that.
Oh gosh.
The big bopper, huh?
All right. Yeah, Dean Martin. So hey Steve.
Hi.
It's Dean Martin. What was your first car?
I had a beater car. This was in the 90s, and I had a 1978 Oldsmobile Cutlass that had more rust than seats, and it drove really well. But I think it started Al Gore's petition to save the environment.
Because of the exhaust, right?
because of the exhaust. Yeah, it wasn't loud, but it was smoky. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm a little
Hardcore.
because I was frozen for so long, but it's all starting to come back.
You were alive in 90. You almost died. It was right around the time you died.
Yeah, I mean, I was on my last breath, but they froze me real quick. So Cameron, are you still driving your first car?
No. I don't even know if anybody's driving that car anymore.
I had a buddy in high school who had no floorboard on his passenger side. It was so rusted out. And it would rain, and there would just be this continuous windfall of water that would spray you in the face from crotch to face on your way to school.
Scott's dad had a Dodge Dart that had that, and it was on the passenger side. It was awful.
That sounds very dangerous.
Oh, yeah. No, you could totally fall. Yeah, you could fall through it. You had to put your feet on the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was we were driving, and I laughed and stepped my foot down and went right through the floorboard.
That's not your fault. Don't let anybody tell you. You should be able to put your foot down after laughing in a car.
Yeah, so.
Thanks for the observation, John Osborne. You're right. I got out of character for a minute there. Sorry about that.
Dean Martin doesn't.
Yes,
Dean Martin.
Scott's dad had a Dodge Dart that the floorboard was out on the passenger side, and he begrudgingly welded a piece of steel in there so that Scott wouldn't drag his feet on the road when he was driving.
Yeah,
Scott,
begrudgingly.
So you probably do that anyway.
And I think he had a Studebaker with the same problem. I'm Dean Martin. Okay, this is a great one because we're all stand-up comics here. With quotation marks. Steve's more of a improv guy, but you've done some stand-up, and I'm not very good at it, and everybody else is kind of semi-pro, but we've got Michael Palascak, who is a professional. I'm Dean Martin. So, guys, let's go to Cameron first. What's your most? I'm Dean Martin. What's your most embarrassing moment on stage?
My second open mic, I was still in high school, and I tried to sound like Kevin Hart, and I'm not 5'4" or black, so.
Like you tried to do an impression of Kevin Hart, or you're just like, I'm gonna
no, like the style of him, yeah. I didn't have the energy for that.
Hey, I want to give John Osborne a shout out here. He's watched 2 of these in a row, and he's commenting. Hey, thanks, John. I'm going to have you on a show and let you meet Scott because I hear he's a good guy. It's me, Dean Martin.
Dean Martin, are you booking the show now?
John?
Yeah. I'm trying to revive John Wilkins so I don't have to do it.
Hey, Dean Martin. John,
go ahead.
Never mind. I was just going to say, John Osborne has a joke from long ago that I quote almost every day in my life. It's local humor, but it's the perfect thing about Elkhart. It's like, fucking trains. That's like our life around here, but it's only relevant for local people. You can't say Elkhart without fucking trains. So
that's right. Scott worked in Goshen, and he knows. Hey, Dean Jernigan, it's me, Dean Martin. I'm back. Hi.
Hey, Dean Martin.
My ears got a lot bigger when I was frozen. So what's your most embarrassing stage moment?
I don't know if I have a similar I can say one moment, but there's been a ton of the you go up to the mic or the show and it's just you interrupting everybody's dinner, and they're not at all ready for a comedy show there. You might as well have just picked up a mic and wandered in off the street. I've been to a lot of those, and those are always tough. Those are always tough.
Are those tough?
Well, Dean Martin, you've probably not experienced them, but Mike Bank knows what I'm talking about. I can see it in his face down there.
Let me tell you, when I was on stage and I'm just trying to do some singing and Jerry Lewis is bopping around like a freaking idiot, that was embarrassing. I mean, the guy was a string bean, and you know what? He outlived me, and that pissed me off. So I got unfrozen. Steve, I think I may know your most embarrassing moment because Scott was there, but what was your most embarrassing moment?
Well, Scott and I should compare stories, but I've got multiple events or performances where I ripped the crotch out of my pants, not because of girth or size, but just like poor pants. And I had to continue with a ripped out crotch. And I doubt you were there for that, but Dean Martin may have caused the ripping of my crotch. But I'm curious what Scott thinks.
Well, so Scott was at the Fringe Fest when you got your full body waxed at about 2:00 in the morning.
I forgot about that. Oh my God. That wasn't embarrassing. That was my most proud moment. I watch that video all the time. Oh my gosh, it's wonderful.
You were bleeding during that, buddy.
Yeah. Blood, sweat, and tears. That's what we care about comedy.
I don't know who this Jamie Beisel guy is, but he says, "Hey, Dean, you were the man at the Friars roast. How about roasting these guys, especially Cameron? I already called him a Make-A-Wish kid. What more do you want?" Hey, Cameron.
Hey,
I think maybe you better wait on trying to grow facial hair, buddy.
You see what happened with Mac Miller.
I definitely don't have anything on that one. I'll let that one marinate, and Steve can contemplate that.
Okay, can you tell me about your shirt, Cameron?
I believe this was a hand-me-down, like my car that I'm currently driving. I don't know.
It's got lightning bolts on it.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to go with some sort of sharp design on it, but I just came here in my pajamas because I figured that was enough for this show.
Okay. Wait. I got 4 emails, no less, saying I had to wear pants. Nobody got the email?
No.
I'm wearing sweats.
Well, Dean Martin didn't get the email.
I think these emails go straight to my spam folder, so I must have missed them.
Scott was afraid you might stand up, Dean.
Oh, he slid into my DMs. He was like, I wasn't kidding about the pants rule. And I was like, all right. Like, geez. Now I find out Steve's getting full body waxes going on.
What's all this DM shit? I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's your initials, Dean Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right into you.
Hey, Michael Palascak. It's me, Dean Martin.
Hi.
I hope I haven't bored you to death.
No, not at all. No.
Hey, what's your most embarrassing moment on stage?
I don't know if it's embarrassing, but the most memorable, not positive one was I was performing at the Funny Bone in Perrysburg, and I was opening for a really funny comedian named Damon Williams. He's from Chicago, and a lot of the audience thought that it was going to be Damon Wayans. And
that's why I nodded.
Yeah, and they put up 2 guest spots in front of me that were also not Damon Wayans, and then I went on stage, not Damon Wayans, and people just talked throughout my whole set. At one point, they started applauding because they thought I was going to get off stage, and I just didn't. They started lighting me at minute 8. I turned and only talked to this side of the crowd, so I couldn't see the light, and then they cut the music off. 15 or 20.
Oh, that's like, it's bad when they start counting you down from like 10 minutes. 9. You're at 8. You got 8.
But I felt like I did my job because the headliner, they were next to the headliner, and they weren't really listening to me. So, but it was really hard. It's really hard to do jokes when people are talking.
Yeah, I can take that.
Yeah.
It's really hard to sing when Jerry Lewis is going. Yeah.
He's quite a string bean.
Hey, Scott was whispering in my ear, Michael Palascak. He wants to know what kind of bike you got behind him.
This is a my son's mom's bike. It's a SOLE. I don't know. Is it Soul?
Okay.
I don't know a lot about bikes.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, Scott, like a dumbass, started running again and has a stress fracture on his foot now, and he has to keep moving, or he's going to get fat again.
Now, I need to say something here because you mentioned the running earlier. Now, I happened to be driving on Highway 331 yesterday, no less, and I looked to the right, and who do I spy walking along the trail? Walking, nay, crawling, maybe. I mean, just was our friend Scott Curtis. Of all the people, I said, Scott Curtis. Is he standing still? No, he's moving. Running, he calls it.
Okay, listen, you son of a bitch. I've been running. I got the stress fracture, and now I'm walking. Even when I walk faster than you could ever run. I do a 3.9 miles per hour walking, you son of a bitch, and no, I was not standing still.
Whoa!
Oh, it must have been the angle and the sun. I mean, it was at noon. It's hard to see when the sun's at noon.
All right, Dean Martin's back.
Listen here, you son of a bitch.
I thought that was Dean Martin.
I'll tell you what, Scott Curtis will challenge you to a foot race any day, buddy.
We'll have to let your foot heal up. What up?
You know what? You know what? Scott's so fucking broken down, he doesn't care. He'll just run. He won't go to the emergency room. He doesn't care.
He'll run. He'll run himself to death. You can't fight a man that's just is willing to die doing it.
That's right.
Because I'm really not.
I didn't expect to talk about running with this group of people on this show. Didn't expect that topic to come up.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Steve Freeto runs marathons, buddy, and he runs.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
How do you get a stress fracture, Scott or Dean, whoever wants to answer?
I think it's because of Scott's age, and B, he hasn't run quite as far or quite as hard as he had been running. I'm Dean Martin.
And stomping on the floor of cars.
I don't know that stress fracture, but according to Scott, it's got all the symptoms of a stress fracture. Because it hurts like a MF.
Could it be a plantar fasciitis?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's funny, Michael Palascak, because I've got that too.
Oh, so you know what that one feels like already.
Oh yeah.
Could be chlamydia of the foot.
Hey, there's my brother. If you ever see me running, please shoot whatever's chasing me. Man, there you go.
Your brother's funny. Nothing. You're not funny.
Funnier than me.
That's what I thought he was saying.
No. No, like family.
He meant Dean. He meant funnier than Dean.
That's a burn.
No, I said funny. I did not compare.
Hey, play nice, kids. It's Dean Martin. Hey, I'm gonna do one more warm-up question here. I kind of like this one. Let's go over to Steve Freeto. If you had to listen to only one genre of music, what would it be?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I mean, I want to be inspired, and I want to have rhythm. So I would probably say that I would listen to folk music. No. Yeah, singer-songwriters. No. One. I don't know. I can't answer that question. I think I'm supposed to say Rat Pack. Yeah, the Rat Pack. That's what I would listen to.
All right.
What music would you listen to if you had to get a full body wax again?
Oh, definitely some like Anthrax or Pantera. Yeah. It's the best. It's the best.
One word. Yeah. Banjo.
Walk.
We When you get a full body wax, is it one full pole of wax, or is it little bits added up to be a full body?
It's lots of little bits.
I was saying it's got to be a little bit, so else they get a big like roller and have to take the whole thing down.
Yeah, I mean, we're just talking about below the waist when it's little bits, right? So yeah.
Yeah, it was like 10 inches at a time. You know what that is, and it looked very, very painful.
That'll be the spinoff of this show, Behind the Little Bits.
Yeah.
Well, hey Cameron, since you spoke up, what genre of music would you have to listen to if you only had one?
R&B for sure.
All right, so not hip hop, but R&B.
Yeah, slow jams, nice and mellow.
So like let's talk specific artists, because Dean Martin likes R&B.
So mostly 90s, like Boyz II Men, Jodeci, and then some early 2000s like Drew Hill and Usher.
Excellent.
Yeah, he doesn't mean Dean Martin.
Wow.
He doesn't mean 1993 Dean Martin.
Dean Martin has a good voice for R&B.
He does. He's a crooner,
He
baby.
does.
My favorite songs of yours are the ones in Italian. I love those.
That's Amore.
Is that the only one that Dean knows? Dean Martin, can you name 5 of Dean Martin's songs?
Hey, Sarah, what he will be. I did Strangers in the Night too, and I think I did it better than Frank.
Oh, he's not here to defend himself, unless.
That's right. Yeah, that son of a bitch didn't get frozen like me.
Except I have a jacket behind me. I can get in the character.
Hey, Michael Palascak, it's still me, Dean Martin, for just a few more minutes.
Yeah, no.
Hey, what genre of music would you have to listen to if you only had one?
Alternative rock music, I think.
Dean Martin respects that.
Thanks, Dean. Thanks.
Like, so, like,
Maybe
maybe
you got name some bands.
Pure.
Like, yeah, so I liked, when I was in high school, like The Offspring and Bush were like 2 bands I really liked.
What year did you graduate?
2000. My older brother, though, listened to
2000.
that music, and I liked what he liked. So he was a little older than me.
Yeah.
And then, like, when I go to a city, I'll try to find an alternative station and just listen to whatever. I usually like that.
Yeah, I like the Bush. Everything's Zen. I don't think so.
I love your version of Bush, Dean Martin. That should be its own experience.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Breathe in, breathe out. Just breathe, because you're not frozen anymore. Dean Martin. Hey, Dean Jernigan. It's me, Dean
Hey,
Martin.
Dean Martin.
What happened is I'm talking because I'm a cool guy. What music would you listen to if you only had one genre?
White Stripes Radio.
All right.
I'll take it.
I was at
That's it?
a baseball game one time.
That's it. Whatever's going to fall. The Black Keys usually comes across there. I dig them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, let's have a ball and a biscuit, baby.
You're going to turn, they're all like a baby, right? Be like, 10-cent pistol, baby.
Maybe
Yeah.
you're a third man, baby, but I can guarantee you I'm the 7th son.
My favorite White Stripes lyric that I still think of quite regularly is, "You can't be a pimp and a prostitute too." And it to me, it's like, it's a life lesson. You can't be a pimp and a prostitute too. You got to pick one.
No, and
I feel like I really know what your daily thoughts are like, Steve. You got that, and then the train joke, and then it's in your head.
It's out there for sure, but I think if I get any lesson, it's from pop culture.
Yeah.
So if Dean Martin had to only choose one genre of music, of course it would be Americana, and specifically the Sons of Bill. He could listen to the Sons of Bill for the rest of his life. Exclusively.
Are they from DC or something?
No, further down in Virginia. All right.
Okay.
It's enough of that shit.
Oh,
Part of the show. This is the part of the show.
Jack it off.
Bye. That hat was getting a little bit hot. So this is kind of the final part of the show. This is where it's kind of a free form thing where you can say whatever you want. It's a little thing I like to call "What's on Your Mind." Cameron, Michael, Banks.
Sorry, I thought there was going to be theme music or something the way you paused.
Hey, I'm working on it.
What's on your mind?
Hey, what's on your mind, Cameron, Banks, Michael, Basil, whatever?
What's on my mind is wanting to explain that whole situation. My real name is Cameron Michael Beisel, but everybody says my last name wrong when I went up on stage. And I wanted to have an easy to pronounce name, so I went with Michael Banks. Jamie Beisel, who you saw earlier, is my dad, and he was trying to get you to roast me, and he was successful, I see. It was happening before he recommended that, but if I have time here to say anything I want, I would definitely say to support everybody in this group and what they're doing right now during this time. I'm definitely inspired by, like I said earlier, the stuff that Dean is doing. I can't wait for that podcast to get uploaded, and Scott especially. That's why I was freaking out and giddy earlier when I was first talking. And I look up to these guys, so please support, and you'll definitely enjoy if you go check out their stuff more.
I love you, Cameron, Michael, Banks, Beisel.
I gotcha.
So true story. I'm trying to go back into Dean here. Okay, it's Scott. It's not Dean. Okay,
Your hat's off.
Yeah. So true story. One of the first times I saw Mike was at an open mic in South Bend, and he's sitting with this dude that I thought was just his friend, and I wanted to use him as a example of a good-looking guy for a joke that I was doing. And from that day on, I thought, okay, there's Mike and his friend, and it turns out it's Mike and his dad, and his dad looks like he's like 20. So
well, I'm sure he appreciates that, and he looks like The Rock too. It's crazy.
Yeah. So that was unusual. Hey, Dean Jernigan, what's on your mind, buddy?
Hey, nothing, man. Nothing at all. I just been plugging away, been working, man. Working on a bunch of different projects at once. Andy tells me, my girlfriend tells me that I need a manager. And I was like, since COVID hit, I don't think I've been paid for a gig. And she's like, you still need a manager. So, look, I'm out there just trying to get it done. Anything that's popping up, I'm trying to support. I'm trying to go out. I've got a show I'll be up in Michigan, Holland, Michigan, next Thursday. Paris Lounge, doing a showcase up there. I'll be at CG's the following Thursday. CG's in Bolingbrook. Just trying to get out, man. Just trying to get out and see.
Cool. I'm really.
Outdoor shows?
What's that?
Are those outdoor shows or indoors?
So I think CG's is going to be indoors. The one up in Holland, Michigan, that's an outdoor show. I've been doing quite a few outdoor shows. My whole outlook on the outdoor shows have really changed. DIY Comedy is a comedy group up here that produces shows. A good friend of ours. It's a group of comedians that are a good friend of ours. But the first one they did was at the height of the pandemic when everybody was totally locked down. They just set we just set up a microphone and some speakers on top of a parking garage, and just went out and just started doing a show, and they didn't shut us down, and some of the crowd showed up, and we Facebook Lived it, and from there on out they've been doing a bunch of live shows that are outdoors, and they've been pretty successful.
Yeah, I gotta say outdoor is kind of weird for me. So I am positive that Dean's going to be a big star, and he has told me that I can be in his posse when that happens. And I don't know why I have to be a cowboy, but I'll do that for Dean.
Posse. Tom Dreesen won't call me back. You're going to be the manager of me.
So this is scaring me because Dreesen does call me back. And we're actually kind of friends now, and
yeah,
I'm doing this Dream Guest playoffs, and I've got Dave Chappelle against Dave Letterman. If Facebook will ever let me do a poll, and if Letterman wins, that means I'm going to have to leverage Dreesen's friendship with Letterman to get him to be on my podcast, and that means Dreesen won't be my friend anymore. So I'm scared.
Showbiz.
He
I
might.
kind of hope Chappelle wins. Who have I
Go ahead,
talked?
Mike.
Hey, Freeto, what's on your mind, buddy?
I mean, I could talk about Chappelle. I saw him last night at the show in Yellow Springs, and it was amazing. He brought out Michelle Wolf, who is incredible and just owned the stage. There were so many. It was 3 hours of just like straight comedy, and I hadn't seen that in a long time. And from an audience perspective, I had a socially distanced straight view of the stage, and I loved it. But I was thinking the whole time, I'm like, if I were on stage and I was looking out into the audience and seeing these basically like these pods of two, distant 6 to 10 feet apart, and like muffled laughter, I would be freaking out. It also feel like every other show that I've done where there's no laughter, but it was weird. But he brought on so there's this comedian from Houston called Mo Amir. He's Palestinian American, and he blew my mind. He was just so good, and his set was like 10 minutes long. He did not stop talking. It was amazing, and it was all COVID related. Michelle Wolf did some jokes about Karens, and I was like, every comedian's going to come out and do stuff about Karens, and it got old after a while. The first guest surprise was Brian Regan, who came out, and I was like, oh shit, Brian Regan got old really quick. I didn't recognize him. His stuff was as old as his face looked, but it was fun to see him out there. He was nervous, like he's like, I haven't performed in like 5 months. I don't know what I'm doing. Here's a joke about spaghetti, and it was fun. Dave brought out his 846 special on YouTube is incredible. If you haven't watched it, it's important and powerful, specifically about George Floyd and the Black Lives Movement. So this poet is doing the B-side of the vinyl of that, and came out and just like shook up the crowd, and it was amazing. I'm getting Donnell Rawlings, him from the Chappelle Show. He came out and just was like talking about living in Ohio for the last 5 months, and just was hilarious. But the highlight of the night, the headliner, was Bill Burr, which I was like, holy shit, Bill Burr. And he just came out and like killed it for like 20 minutes out of a 25-minute set. For the last 5 minutes, he told a fantastic story, and then just ended it in a way that I was like, dude, like we stopped homophobia a long time ago, and it really disappointed me. But I loved what he was about until the end. So that I'm still dreaming about that night. And Dave hosted the whole thing, and
that's awesome.
Dave still has it. Yeah, it was a great experience. It was the best $500 I spent on 2 tickets for a fucking comedy show.
And now Scott Curtis has an in with Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Evidently. Good luck getting him out of Ohio. But
I gotta
that
give my
city,
take on
I love Yellow Springs is amazing.
Yeah.
There's like 3,500 people there, and they're all gay and liberal. And then Dave Chappelle is accepting, but is very transphobic, and I hated that about him. But everything else was good. Yeah, it was an amazing time. So that's on my mind.
I've got my take on outdoor is I've done 2, and I did one Saturday with Dean, and I don't even, first off, I'm hard of hearing. I wear hearing aids, and even with the hearing aids on, I can't hear. So it's like I spent money for nothing. But when I was up there Saturday night, I didn't even know people were laughing because I couldn't hear. So Lisa was recording for me, thank God, and I heard there was laughs, and which is good because it was all new stuff or rework stuff. So it's weird. Outdoors is weird for me.
That is a challenge of the outdoor shows. Now they've had it pretty full over there using the distancing, but they've had it pretty full, and you could hear those, but I couldn't hear anything Saturday either. Like those are always challenging when you can't hear that audience reacting. Throws your timing off, it just, you don't feel the energy coming off of them.
Yeah, I think there's something here, Scott, and possibly Dean. Maybe we need to teach our audiences, to laugh with their hands and embrace the ASL, or maybe have someone up there to help you. But I think that might be cool to like. I know most houses are dark, but if you can go out there and like say, hey, I know you're muffled for our safety, but like just show something. As far as appreciation or whatever you normally get.
Yeah.
I like the idea, but I also feel like it's going to be way sadder when you see that, and then all of a sudden one joke, and everyone's just like,
Yeah, they actually tuck their hands away.
I know, put them in their pockets, like just don't want you to get confused.
Yeah. That joke was so bad, I'm cutting this damn thing off.
I was waving at my friend. I was not responding to that. I'm trying to get a check.
All right.
But no, it's very good idea.
Yeah.
Thanks for that laugh. No. I wanted to check.
The good thing about outdoor is when you walk somebody, you don't know it. So that's that's one good thing. That's the only thing I can say right now. Because
now I will say too, on those shows, I've been to shows where they've been absolutely lock solid about keeping everything sanitized and everything spaced, and I've been to those shows where they social distance like a toddler, as Scott said, and so it is. I mean, you do run the risk when you go to the shows, because some of them are like clockwork. Like, you step up here, we'll spray both your hands, we'll give you a mic cover, you're not around anybody, you put a mask in a sterilized bucket. Like, some of them are locked down, and then others where Joe Tidd walks up, grabs your mic, and then contaminated the other mic, and then kissed you on the cheek when he finished the set.
Yeah, they and that's why Scott Curtis brings his own damn mic.
He did. Brought his own mic.
And a lot of hand sanitizer. So let's bring it around. Michael Palascak, what's on your mind, buddy? And thank you for being on the show, by the way. You're a big
kid. Thanks for having me. It's scheduled, perfect time, 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Not going on. What's on my mind? I been watching a lot of Sesame Street. I finished the last season. It wrapped up really nicely. Jack just likes the songs, but I really get into the sketches at the beginning. I think they're still doing it. They're still killing it after 50 years.
Yep.
Impressive.
I mean, especially Grover. Grover gives it his all every day.
Thank you. Because I think Elmo gets so much credit now, and Sam, my significant other, also gets upset about it. But Grover is funny every time, and you also learn,
Yeah.
I could hear that damn dog, and I couldn't tell what the hell you were doing over there, man. I couldn't tell that was a dog.
That's my breathing. That's why I had my mic muted. I'm sorry, I took it off.
I thought it was Dean Martin.
I was like, what is that noise?
So Michael, I gotta tell you that so I had you on the podcast, and then what's his name? Ian. I had Ian on the podcast, and he started doing this YouTube thing. It's a live talk show.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you watched it, but I've totally ripped off his talk show to do this one. So if you talk to him, I've told him, I've sent him messages saying, hey, I ripped off your talk show. And mine's slightly different because he gives points to people and I don't.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have Dean Martin and I do, but no, it's pretty much the same format.
Yeah. Okay. I'll let him know that you meant to rip it off.
I'm sure you guys are great friends after being on Last Comic Standing, 7 years ago?
It was 5, but thanks for making me seem less relevant. Usually if I reach out, he says hi, He likes hockey a lot, so I'll text him when I notice hockey's on.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. hanging out.
So is California still pretty locked down?
Yeah, except the fire. The fire doesn't seem to care about social distancing at all.
No, it doesn't. I've noticed that.
It's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can't go inside places to eat, and it's super hot out. So just by natural whatever, you're inside. The zoo's opening up next week, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Hang out with animals.
Do you still love your girlfriend?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. It is, I think, a challenge though, because I was used to leaving like every 3 days, and now I'm here like 5 months in a row.
Yeah, it's a lot different. I've been with my bae for 37 years, as I say on stage all the time, and surprisingly, we're doing great. And we bought kayaks, and the funny thing is when you buy kayaks is you buy them, and then you have to buy all the other stuff that goes with them, like a rack for your car and paddles and stuff like that. So by the time you're done, you're like
stickers,
$2,000. Yeah, the stickers for the lake.
Yeah, they come with it. Yeah.
But we've been kayaking every weekend, and we're doing outside projects, getting the house ready for looking good. So maybe we can get out of it.
We're not doing great. I just still love her. That's
good.
Yeah. Did he tell you his kids are geniuses yet? Have we gotten to that part of the show?
Not yet.
Rocket scientist.
Yeah. And one of them runs like all of Australia or something.
Wow, that's great.
No, just the northern hemisphere.
The northern hemisphere of Australia or the whole world?
Of the world.
Yeah. Don't mind me. I'm the bitter one that he booked for this show.
So my son, we've got a few more minutes. So my son got me back into cigars, and I've got enough cigars to last till I'm like 90. That I bought when I was from my 30s through the mid 40s, and I mean they're here, they're right by me, and I went to visit him and smoked a few cigars. So then I came home and smoked a few. But the thing to come out of it is my son is a rocket scientist for NASA, and I'm not saying that as a joke. That's what he is. He bought his own cigars for the first time last night, and he asked me about the retailer and stuff like that. Are these guys legit and all that? But he bought his own. I was getting ready to send him some, and he bought his own. So I feel pretty good about that.
Wait a minute. What he called you was like, are these guys legit? Was he buying them out of a trunk of a car?
No, just the website. Just the website.
Manuel's here. Is this guy cool?
Yeah.
Scott, I want to check in real quick.
Hi.
So I have Sons of Bill. Your son is a rocket scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Grandchild. Dean Martin is the free square. And then you're drinking. I just want to make sure I have behind the bits bingo here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I got it off. Right down the middle.
Did you get 2 bingos on that?
Yeah, I'm good. How do I win?
How about new theme music and the old bad theme music? I mean, that should have been a square.
Yeah, I sent it to Marshmallow. We're gonna get a remix next week.
Yeah.
There was something I liked appealing about the old music, though. The guy saying, "This is kind of a talk show."
The guy
yeah.
A talk show from behind the bits.
That's enough of that.
Yeah, that guy. There's something appealing about that guy.
That was the crescendo of this episode.
I got no musical ability, and I did that by myself.
It's really good.
Downloading free music off of YouTube and mixing it, and that's what you get. But I do a daily check-in, and I've got this music.
It's the rap, right?
It's a behind the bits check-in. It's a behind the bits check-in. It's a behind the bits check-in. You don't know what's going on if I don't check in.
That's really good for no musical talent, and also your brother's funny.
Yeah.
Your brother is funny.
And he's taller than me, which pisses me off. I'm 6'5" and he's 6'7".
Can I see his Dean Martin impersonation?
I bet he could do Sammy too.
He's got a Sammy for here.
I'll hook you up on Facebook. Maybe he'll start his own talk show. I don't know.
He'll just steal your podcast, a talk show, which is a stolen podcast from me and Bag. So it works out.
You got it. Yeah. Yeah. It's all copyright free and open source, so you can do whatever you want.
Well, if he gives them points, he stole it from around the horn anyway, so we're all good.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's funny.
So this has been a lot of fun, guys. I appreciate everybody being on. Michael Palascak, thank you for being my special guest. You can be on the show whenever you want.
Thank you.
And I do it 8 o'clock every Thursday.
Cool.
Sometimes I have sponsors, but instead I showed your cool bright side video, and so you're my sponsor, and you owe me $40. So.
This Sunday is the
Venmo, PayPal, any form.
Venmo, PayPal, Cash App is all Dean
Bitcoin.
Martin.
Got it.
But thank you guys for being on the show. This is a lot of fun. I think we had tens of watchers this time, so we've got like 18 people watching right now. So we're getting bigger. We're getting better. The Behind the Bits talk show is a serious talk about stand-up comedy. This show is just a cluster F.
I don't think it works that way.
Yeah, and I just got to say I like all of you, and I hope you have a great day tomorrow. I'll be driving to Topeka, Indiana tomorrow and back, so lots of fun. Hopefully I don't hit an Amish.
Thanks. I like you too, Scott.
We are going to go off live right now.